All right, who's going to set us off here?
What have you seen from Justin Fields in the past two games that is sort of, at least numbers-wise, it seems as though his passing is...
Yeah, he's really come on. Very talented. Obviously, everyone knows the scramble and the running ability, but he's doing a great job of kind of hanging in the pocket, and delivering the ball to his receivers, really short, intermediate, and deep, in a timely manner, with accuracy. He's doing, especially over the last, 2-3 games, really starting. You can see the confidence, the command of the offense. I think Luke Getsy and their staff's doing a great job of putting, their skill players in good position to make plays, and Justin's he's putting the ball where it needs to be.
I guess piggybacking on that tonight, the DJ Moorhead, what's the message to the secondary after to avoid a repeat of what he did in Week 5?
Yeah, DJ is. I think he's obviously one of the top receivers in our league. A lot of ways underrated, but just put the tape on, and what you're looking at is somebody who is a combat catcher, very good with the ball. As far as yards after contact, it's like he's a running back when he's after has the ball. Very good hands, very good route runner, explosive. So certainly a challenge for us. We've got to have great awareness of where he is, but they've also got other players, Mooney, Komet, good backs. I mean, they got a real good skill group.
Hey, Brian, what have you seen from Mekhi Blackman just handling more when Caleb Evans was going through that injury on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, just Mekhi's done a good job really, throughout. He's smart. It's important to him. He works hard at it. He's got really good football acumen, really normally in the right spots. But again, he's still a young player, still kind of trying to find his way and find his footing. I know he's got a couple plays that he wishes he had back. But he's continuing to work and grind and get better. And, he's ready to step in if there's, any situation just like last week. And, I think he's excited to get back out there, as we all are.
You think you'll have a Caleb this week?
Caleb's doing everything he can to get back. I know he's in the training room. I know he's doing, everything, in the building, outside of the building to get himself back ready as quickly as possible. And we'll see. We'll see.
When you have a quarterback with his speed, how does that change how you play against like the bootlegs or keepers, versus a quarterback that would be more likely to just, throw the ball away if it's not there or something like that?
Well, you want to keep him contained, and certainly you don't want him to get outside of the pocket, and that's really any quarterback. But with this one in particular, he gets around the edge. I mean, it could be a 60-yard gain. So certainly, that's been a point of emphasis to try to keep him contained, keep him in the pocket. But also, it's really a team effort as far as, keeping them in there, but then, defending the deep part of the field, the intermediate part of the field, on those types of plays, which is a big part of what they do offensively.
I believe you guys are near the top in limiting explosive plays. Just how important is that for you and kind of your philosophy as you game plan each week?
Yeah, I mean, I think, as you said, I think that's an important piece. I think teams' offenses want to flip the field and kind of get into those fringe and red zone areas. And if you can kind of limit that and make them drive it 10, 15 plays, more times than not, you're going to find success. So that's always a point of emphasis, that and playing well on third down. And getting those third down opportunities, which we've gotten, but we've got to execute better on third down, which we've talked about, and obviously better in the red zone as well. So that's one facet, and it's important. We'll continue to put emphasis on it, along with some of these other areas where we've got to improve as well.
I'm trying to figure out the best way to articulate this question, but how do you kind of find the balance or coach guys on, like when the instances are to make sure that they come down with a takeaway versus sometimes where you maybe see guys do too much to try to get the takeaway and then the guy makes the pass? Like, how do they know when to just knock it down or?
Totally understand the question. I think we've had a few instances this season where that's occurred, and those are always potentially game-changing plays one way or the other. And we've been on the wrong side of a couple of those. We'll continue to you just coach, high pointing the ball and things like that. And we've done it. I've seen our guys do it. We just got to get it done in the game. I think, it's a game of inches, as we all know. And the margin for error is very slim. And we need to make some more of those plays, especially when we're in position to do that. Our guys know that. I don't think it's a situation where we want to, beat them down about it. I think they, it's important to those guys. They know they're in position at times. We got to continue to put them in position. We got to put them in better positions as a staff. That's where my mindset is. How do I, get them in position to make plays? How do we as a staff put them in position to do the things that they do well? Totally understand the question. I feel like it's happening every week. But we'll just continue to coach the guys up as best we can, and try to put them in position. And I think, I think it'll turn. Lindsay, right? Okay. I'm still learning names. Alec, correct? Yeah. Kevin.
Yes.
All right. I'm working.
You had talked last week about sometimes when you're playing Patrick Mahomes, you just have to tip your cap to him also, and I'm wondering.
Yeah, we tipped our cap a couple times.
Yeah, no, and I'm wondering along the lines of that question, like I'm thinking of the pass that went over Cam's fingernails. Like sometimes a guy can just drop it in the bucket. I don't know how much you are or can hold Cam Bynum for that, as opposed to Mahomes just dropping a ball in a bucket that only one person can catch.
Don't clip your fingernails. I mean, again, they made more plays than we did, and at the end of the day, that's what it boils down to. I think our focus is now on the Bears, and trying to learn from what happened in Kansas City. In this league, that's all it is. It's close. Close doesn't get it done. So we'll just continue to keep working and, learn from those situations, and not replay them over and over again as something that's negative. That's not really, the route we want to go. It's not the route we're going to go. We move forward, and we got a great challenge this week in the division on the road, and that's kind of where our focus is.
Brian, with Matt.
Matt.
With teams going for it more often than ever on fourth down, I guess how does that change the operation? You get a third down stop, everybody's kind of celebrating, but then, there's kind of a panic moment there. I guess how has that changed just over the time where we've seen teams go for it a lot more on fourth down?
I think this has been the case over the last probably 5 years. So some people are celebrating, but I think we all know that basically once they cross the 50-yard line, it's 4-down territory. So got to have calls ready. I think that's a change that's happened from as it's called 10 years ago to the last 5 years, where you didn't necessarily have as many let's call it third and fourth down and 2-point calls. Now that menu is much larger than it was probably 10 years ago. I think you should celebrate a third down stop. You just got to get ready for the fourth down. And that's the kind of message we try to give to our guys to move on to the next play. But yeah, fourth down it's obviously a possession down, and something that could also change the tide in a game one way or the other. Again, we've been on both sides of that this year as well. So, like you said, it's something that's happening really, by every team, every week, and we've got to be ready to perform in that moment, which means moving on from third down to fourth down.
Why has it increased so much just recently, do you think?
I think just the analytics obviously has a lot to do with that. The numbers that say it's the probability of making 4th and 1 is all of those things are and they make sense. And the probability of making 4th and 1 is I don't know what the percentages are. That's not my bucket, but I know it's a high percentage, and because of that, why not go with the percentages? Which is, a lot of teams are going that direction, and it makes sense. I get it. So we just defensively got to be ready for it. If they go for it, we got to have a plan for it. If they don't, then we change possessions and we'll get the ball offensively.
Whenever people talk about analytics, it's always related to offense. In your mind, has analytics and that just sort of the discussion of that affected the way the NFL plays defense at all?
Yeah, I mean, anything that changes something offensively, obviously it has to change things defensively. I think they just kind of go hand in hand. And, that part of the game, which has evolved, I would say, immensely over the last 5 to 7 years, has affected the game, really, offense, defense, and special teams.
So obviously you have to react to what the offenses do, but has it changed anything about the way you just are going to call a game or the way you're going to deploy personnel?
I mean, potentially, So third down's really second down, and you're playing 2 third downs, or however you want to spin it. So 3rd and 5 on a plus 45 is, you got to have an all-purpose call, not a third down call. And that's kind of the back and forth chess match that's happening. And sometimes they're not playing it as third down or second down. Sometimes they're going to punt it or kick the field goal, and they maybe just be playing it as second and third down. So there's no way to really know. But based on kind of the numbers and some of the things that you watch, and again, this is now part of our scouting report. What are they doing in this area of the field on third down versus fourth down versus all of it, and I think every team's doing that. So I don't think I'm divulging any any secrets here, but I think that's where the game's gone, and quite honestly, I enjoy it. I think it's fun, kind of playing that. Is it run? Is it pass? Are they playing it as third down? Are they playing it as second down? Do I have my fourth down call ready? So, good. Thank you, guys.